Namassarvebhyah sarvesham hartam swagatam. We will start the class chanting the Mangala Stotras. Krishno rakshatu man chara chara guruhu Krishnan namasyamyaham Krishne namara shatravo vinihataha Krishnaya tasmai namaha Krishna deva samuddhidam jagadidam Krishnasya dasosmyaham Krishne bhaktirachanjalasto bhagavan He Krishna tubhyan namaha Prapanna parijataya totra vetraika panaye jnana mudraya krishnaya Gita mridatuhe namaha Vasudeva sutan devam kamsa chanuramartanam Devaki paramanandam Krishnau vande jagat gurum. Sarvesham punah swagatam.
हरे कृष्णा महोदय, दंडवत प्रणाम।
प्रणाम महोदय।
महोदय शुरू करें?
हाँ, करो।
जी जी। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ पंचदशोऽध्यायः पुरुषोत्तम योगः। श्री भगवान् उवाच उक्त्वा मूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थाम प्रावुरव्ययम् तन्नामसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तौ वेदवित् अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसक्ता तस्य शाखाः गुणा प्रवृत्ता विजयप्रवालः अधश्च मूलाननुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धनी मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येह ततोपापलभ्यते नान्तो नाचार्य च सम्पतिष्ठाः अधस्त्वा अश्वत्थामेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशास्त्रे रूढेन चित्वा तथा पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निर्वर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्य यतस्प्रवृत्ति प्रसक्ता पुराणी निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषा अध्यात्मनित्ये विनिवृत्तकामः द्वन्द्वै विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसङ्गै गच्छन्ते मूढाः पदमव्यव्ययं तथा न तत् भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निर्वर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमममम् ममैवांसो जीवे लोके जीवे भूतत् सनातनः मनश्चटा इन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरै यद्वा आप्नोति यच्चपीयोक्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वा एतानि संयाति वायुगन्धानि वासयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसानं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रान्तमनस्थितौ वापि भुजानं वान् गुणान्वितां विमूढाननुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः या तन्तो योगिना चैन्यं पश्यत्येहात्मन्यवस्थितं या तन्तो विकृतात् आत्मनः नैनं पश्यत्य चेतसः यदादित्यगतं तेजः जगद्भासयतेऽखिलम् यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ te tejo vidhi mamakam gamavisya cha bhutani dharayamya Pushrami chodasi sarvaha soma bhutmarasatmakaha aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninan dehmasitaha pranapana samayuktaha pachamyana chaturvidham sarvasya chaham hadi sannivishtaha matash smritir jnanam ma ahapohanam cha vedache savai hemameva vidyaha vedanta kratta devi deva chaham do vimau purusau loke chara akshara eva cha Charasarvani bhutani kotat istito chara uchyate uttama purusham tavanyaha paramatmetya udahataha yo lokatrayama visya vibhatya vivya ishvaraha yasmat aksharamatitoham अक्षरारदपि चोत्तमाः अतो अस्मिन् लोके वेदे च प्राथितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामवं सम्मूढः न जाति पुरुषोत्तमः सा सर्वविद् भाजाति मां सर्वभावेन भारतः इति गुह्यतं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघः एतत् बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिर्मन्य स्यात् कृतकृतच्च भारतः ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्याये योगशास्त्रे श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन संवादे अथ पंचदशोऽध्यायः पुरुषोत्तम योगः हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम महोदय
उत्तम प्रयत्न भगिनी वेरी गुड एफर्ट भगिनी धन्यवादः
ओके थैंक यू
So we were seeing that gunas are also divided into three types. Because Sukham is also divided into three types. Sukham comes out of actions. So that is also belong to Prakriti. So whatever is belonging to Prakriti, they are classified into Rajasic, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. So here we'll see next. Yattadagre vishamiva pariname mritopamam tatsukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. So that which is like poison initially, yattadagre vishamiva. Poison means not it's very unpleasant experience by doing sattvic actions. Only after you do sattvic actions, you will get sattvic joy. So initially it will be like poison, very unpleasant, but later on turns out like nectar in the result. You do a very hard job. The job is very hard. You feel very tired and all that, but result will be pleasant. Result will be like nectar. So yattad agre vishamiva pariname mritopamam. It will the fruit of the action will be like nectar only. So that joy that you get out of that action is called sattvic joy. Sattvic joy, born of one's mental purity. It comes out of the purity of the mind of the person who does that work with a lot of care and effort, and then the result will be very happy to him and also to everyone. So that sort of a joy is sattvic joy. So we'll continue. And here, sattvic joy is first, when you first begin to experience the unpleasant, and in the end it is nectar. So spiritual path is not easy in the beginning. In Karma Yoga also, one has to work selflessly. So all spiritual path only, Karma Yoga, everything is spiritual path only. One has to work selflessly. That is very important. When you adopt Karma Yoga, in Bhakti Yoga, tremendous faith is required. Very difficult for people who doubt. It will be very difficult for them to have that faith in Bhakti. So that is very important. That's also very, one has to convince oneself. So that also is initially very tiresome and very not very pleasant. And in Jnana Yoga, high degree of awareness is required. One has to be very careful what is discriminate between what is good, what is bad. You have to use very good high awareness should be there to determine what is good, what is bad, etc. So in all these paths, there are initially difficulties will be there, but later on the results will be pleasant only. So all of these practices, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga, goal, the prime goal, the end result will be is purification of mind. Purification of mind to remove three faults in general in beings. That is, one is mala, or these selfish desires. One has to remove these selfish desires. So that is one thing. And then next is vikshepa, that is lack of focus. Lack of focus, that also has to be removed. And avarana or ignorance. So these three things have to be eliminated. This is the purpose of this Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So these faults are to be eliminated to obtain sattvic joy. The joy does not depend on external objects at all, people or situations. It doesn't depend on that. It comes from inside, from the intellect that has turned inwards towards the self. So it's constantly trying to eliminate these faults so that it gets sattvic joy. So we'll continue.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Yattadagre vishamiva.
Yattadagre vishamiva. Yattadagre vishamiva.
Pariname mrutopamam.
Pariname mrutopamam. Pariname mrutopamam.
Tatsukham satvikam proktam.
Tatsukham satvikam proktam. Tatsukham satvikam proktam.
Atma buddhi prasadajam.
Atma buddhi prasadajam. Atma buddhi prasadajam.
So there is one Yuttam here, Atma buddhi prasadajam. Buddhi prasadajam, Vidyatvam here. Okay.
Yes,
You.
Atma buddhi prasadajam.
Vatsala Bhagini.
Yattadagre vishamiva.
Yattadagre vishamiva. Yattadagre vishamiva.
Pariname mrutopamam.
Pariname mrutopamam. Pariname mrutopamam.
Tatsukham satvikam proktam.
Tatsukham satvikam proktam. Tatsukham satvikam proktam.
Atma buddhi prasadajam.
Atma buddhi prasadajam. Atma buddhi prasajatam.
Prasadajam.
Prasadajam.
Nagamani Bhagini.
Yattadagre vishamiva. Pariname mrutopamam.
Yattadagre vishamiva. Pariname mrutotpamam. Yattadagre vishamiva. Pariname mrutopamam.
Tatsukham satvikam proktam. Atma buddhi prasadajam.
Tatsukham satvikam proktam. Atma buddhi prasadajam. Tatsukham satvikam proktam. Atma buddhi प्रसादजम् धन्यवादः
Bholap Mahodaya.
यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमम्
यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमम् यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमम्
परिणामे मृतोपमम्
परिणामे मृतोपमम् परिणामे मृतोपमम्
तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम्
तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम् तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम् धन्यवाद
Meenakshi Bhagini.
यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमम् तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम्
यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमं तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम्
Lakshmi Kiran Bhagini.
यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमम् यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमम् तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम्
Next, विषयेन्द्रिय संयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम् परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम्. So that sukham or have joy which comes from the contact of senses with their objects. Our senses are there, or the anindriyas, eyes, nose, etc. So when they come into contact with those sensual objects, they get joy, which is like nectar initially. Like nectar initially, when they get joy only when the indriyas, the sense organs come into contact with the objects, they get happiness only at that time. So they may be like nectar initially. Vishayendriya Sayogat, that is objects, Vishaya and Indriya, or the objects and the Indriya, when they come into contact, you get joy. That which it looks initially at the agre amrutam, like nectar initially, pariname vishamiva, later on, but like poison in its result. Result will be poison. Tatsukam, that joy is rajasic. So sensory excitement is mistaken for joy in this world. So sensory excitement is only temporary, and but results in fatigue, in health, and death in the end. It will definitely, you know, all what sorts of subjects people get attracted to and how they get spoiled by those things, which is very well known to everyone. So that type of joy is a rajasic type of joy. We have to give need to give importance to sense subjects, and they want to give importance to sense subjects and also sense indulgence. Superimposition of joy on material objects. Their joy is on the material objects only. So that is depending on outside, external. Whereas sattvic is depending on oneself only. It is not depending on outside objects. Whereas rajasic is depending on outside objects. You must replace it with sattvic thoughts which give health, fitness, and wellness. This is what we have to do, because we know, after knowing that rajasic joy is not good, which will have initially like nectar, and later on it will turn out to be poison. It is not. It will not lead us to our objective. Our goal is not obtained. We'll continue.
Malini Bhagini.
Vishayendriya Sayogat.
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात्
Yattadagre mritopamam.
तदग्रे मृतोपमम् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम्
परिणामे विषमिव
परिणामे विषमिव परिणामे विषमिव
तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम्
तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् Thank you.
Anita Bhagini.
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात्
Hare Krishna. विषयेन इन्द्रियसंयोगा विषयेन संयोगात्
यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम्
एतत्तदाग्रे मृतो ममम् एतत्ताग्रामितो ममम्
परिणामे विषमिव
परिणामे विषमिव परिणामे विषमिव
तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम्
तत् सुखं स्मृतं तत् सुखं स्मृतम्
उत्तम
हरे कृष्ण
Vinoda Bhagini.
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम्
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम् विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम्
परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम्
परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम्
Ilavarasi Bhagini.
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम्
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम् विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम्
परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम्
परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् धन्यवाद
Anasuya Bhagini.
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम् परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम्
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम् परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम्
Lakshmi HS Bhagini.
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमम् परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् धन्यवाद
यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. So here, yadagre, that which deludes the happiness, that happiness which deludes the self, both at the beginning and at the end. Beginning and at the end, it deludes, or don't expose. It is making in a sort of different this thing, like different. It's not reality. It is something which is not reality. So in that type of joy, it is immersed in that joy at the beginning as well as at the end, and which arises. This is the type of joy that you get from excessive sleep. Excessive sleep and sloth, laziness. Some people Again, that's that type of joy which arises out of those things, and miscomprehension, misunderstanding, that sort of joy which they get, that is declared to be tamasic type of joy, which they get out of these perverted things. That is not the, that's a different kind of joy, which is experienced by them, those who have this tamasic attitude. So Sri Krishna says, such people are in moha or in delusion, and they are deluded into thinking, or made to think without any basis, thinking that the state of stupor or sleeping and created by excessive sleep, that is, one is sleepy and very lazy and that sort of thing, and intoxication also is, they think that is happiness. So there is some sensation of joy, but it is unwanted and destructive to that person. So this perverse type of joy remains throughout the beginning, middle, and the end. This is a perverse type of joy. This will definitely lead to destruction of that person who follows this tamasic type of joy. Short of keeping a high level of awareness, unless we keep a high level of awareness towards what we eat, drink, watch, and think about. High level of awareness we need, what we are eating, what we are thinking, what we are talking, and what you are watching. Very awareness required, but there is no clear remedy for tamasic joy. Unless we are careful, there is no remedy for this, to get out of this type of indulgence. No, stop indulgence. You are indulging in that sort of thing, which is purely concerned with body only, nothing else. So we get careful about that thing. We'll continue.
Varalakshmi Bhagini, sorry.
Yadagre chanubandhe cha.
Yadagre chanubandhe cha. Yadagre nachubandhe cha.
Chanubandhe cha.
Yadagre chanubandhe cha. Yadagre nachubandhe cha.
Chanubandhe cha. Yadagre chanubandhe cha.
That's what I told you.
So you tell nachubandhe.
Cha, first cha. Yes, sir. Yadagre chanubandhe cha. Yadagre chanubandhe cha.
Sukham mohanam
Suham mohanam Suham mohanam
Nidralasya pramadotham.
Nidralasya pramadotam. Nidralasya pramadotam.
There's a twittam here. Nidralasya pramadotham.
Nidralasya pramadotam. Nidralasya pramadotam.
Tattamasamudahritam.
Tattamasamudahridam. Tattamasamudahridam.
Uttam.
Kanchana Bhagini.
Yatagre chanubandhe cha.
Yadagre chanubandhe cha. Yadagre chanubandhe cha.
Sukham mohanam
Sukham mohanam Sukham mohanam
Nidralasya pramadotham.
Nidralasya pramadotham. Nidralasya pramadotham.
Tattamasamudahritam.
Tattamasamudahritam. Tattamasamudahritam.
Rema Shriram Bhagini.
Yatagre chanubandhe cha. Sukham mohanam
Yadagre chanubandhe cha. Sukham mohanam Yadagre chanubandhe cha. Sukham mohanam
Nidralasya pramadotham. Tattamasamudahritam.
Nidralasya pramadotham tattamasamudahritam. Nidralasya pramadotham tattamasamudahritam. Thank you.
Bholak Mahodaya.
Yadagre chanubandhe cha sukham mohanamatmanaha.
Bholak Mahodaya. Anasuya Bhagini.
यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः
Nidralasya pramadotham tattamasamudahritam.
निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदावृतं निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदावृतं धन्यवादः
Sapna Bhagini.
Yadagre chanubandhe cha sukham mohanamatmanaha. Nidralasya pramadotham tattamasamudahritam.
यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्
Kema Bhagini.
यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्
Uttam.
Thank
Natatasti prithivya va divi deveshu va punaha sattvam prakriti jair muktam yadebhisyatribhirgunaihi. So here there is no being on earth. Natatasti prithivya. There is nobody in this earth, on this world, va divi, in heaven or among the gods. Deveshu va punaha. All are there is nobody who is free from the three gunas born of Prakriti. Nobody. Sattvam prakriti jair muktam yadebhisyat tribhir gunaihi. With free of these three gunas, nobody is there in this world, in the celestial world, as well as among the gods. Nobody is there. So we are at the halfway of the chapter, but 40 slokas. We have come 40 slokas. So we'll take a quick recap of what we have seen so far. So the chapter starts with Arjuna asking Bhagavan what is the difference between sannyasa and tyaga, and he told it especially for people who are not very well versed in Shastras, Vedas. They are not well versed in Shastras, but they behave according to Prakriti or their gunas. So based on the gunas, what is sannyasa, what is tyagam, make it very clear to me. So Sri Krishna says, Sri Krishna didn't answer it directly. So he said, he addressed the topic of karma yoga, which is same as tyaga. He talked at the beginning, you can see karma yoga, he has talked about karma yoga. He said, there is nobody in this world or anywhere who can be without karma, action. They have to do action. So better thing you do action, even if there will be some glitches will be there, some blames will be there, but to renounce the fruits of the action. That is best. Phalatyagi, karma phalatyagi, that is karma yoga. So Bhagavan suggests that karma yoga can be practiced, everybody. And consequence of action will affect those who are attached to it, and do not bind those who are not unattached. So those who work with no attachment, they will not be affected by the type of action. So he analyzed knowledge, jnanam, action, that is karma, and agent, karta, doer, intellect, buddhi, and also fortitude, dhriti, these 5 aspects, And the last thing, he analyzed also happiness, sukham, within the framework of the three gunas. Rajasic, Tamasic, Sattvic, he classified them. Last about 18 slokas, we were doing that. Jnanam, each one we were categorizing. So Krishna says gunas influence is everywhere, throughout the universe. That's what this sloka is telling. There will be nobody without gunas. Gunas effect will be there everywhere. So we may be tempted to believe that we cannot escape the clutch of Prakriti, because Prakriti is nothing but gunas are nothing but Prakriti. So we will feel that nobody is free from gunas, the influence of gunas. So we cannot escape the clutch of this Prakriti. That's what we are tempted to believe that. But that is not the case. It proclaims the central message of Gita, Bhagavad Gita, which says Prakriti itself is not the problem. Prakriti is not the problem. So what is the problem then? It is our identification with Prakriti that is the problem. Prakriti is always will be there. It is our identification with Prakriti is the problem. When you don't identify with Prakriti, we have no problem. We'll be free of gunas, all three gunas. So here, in this 15th chapter, we saw that Urdhamula what is that? 15th sloka. We compared the samsara, this with one Ashwatha tree. Urdhamula matasyakam ashwatam prahuravyayam. We compared our samsara with the top downward tree, Ashwatha tree, and we also said that we have to use the axe of detachment, that asanga shastrena dritena chitva. That is, we have to the axe of detachment. We have to cut off that tree, that is the samsara. So that's what told in the 15th chapter. So how to get such a weapon with which we can cut the Ashwatha tree or the samsara, that is the cycle of birth and death, how to get that axe. So how to end the identification with Prakriti? How to end the identification with Prakriti? That is the question that will be answered in the coming slokas. And Bhagavan is slipping into another topic. After this, after explaining those 6 gunas, 6 comparing them with the Rajasic and Tamasic, etc. Now he will slip into another topic. We will see that. So in this, he says that nobody is there in this world or the celestial world without the influence of gunas. So nobody is there. That's what Bhagavan clearly says. We'll continue.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Natadasti prithivya
न तदस्ति पृथिव्या वा न तदस्ति पृथिव्या वा
दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
तत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं
सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं
यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः.
Here, yadebi syat. There's a is will come here because of visarga purpose. Yadebi syat tribhirgunai. So syat
yadebi syat tribhirgunaihi.
Vatsala Bhagini.
Natatasti prithivyavam.
न ततस्ति पृथिव्यां वा न ततस्ति पृथिव्यां वा
दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं
सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं
यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
इल्लवरसी भगिनी
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
यतत यत यतः क्रेच sorry न ततस्ति पृथिव्यां वा न ततस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः न ततस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
तत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
तत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः सत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः धन्यवादः
रेमा श्रीराम भगिनी
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
तत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
one second let me continue.
Should I say?
Yes.
सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
Okay.
सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
नागमणि भगिनी
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि
there is no ditvam here because this pri is not a samyukta akshara. So
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः धन्यवादः
लक्ष्मी किरण भगिनी
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
now Bhagavan is slipping into another topic. Brahmana kshatriya visham shudranam cha parantapa karmani pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavairgunaihi. So here, the duties of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, and also of Shudras, or scorcher of foes, that is Parantapa, that is eliminator of the enemies, are distributed according to the gunas born of their own nature. Karmani pravibhaktani, that is, are distributed. Their work is distributed according to the gunas born of their own nature. Swabhava prabhavair gunaihi. So here, Swabhava, Swabhava is another name attributed to Prakriti. This cosmic reality is constituted. This also is constituted of 3 gunas. So variation in karma is based on the variation of the gunas. So karma is also in Prakriti. So variation of karma is based on the variation of the gunas that we have seen, how it is varying with the gunas. They say sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. So karma in its turn leaves its samskara. Each action you do, it will have a samskara or impression on the mind. As the samskaras get themselves refined, that you're doing good actions, your samskara impressions on your mind will get refined, and they go to modify the nature or swabhava of the individual. The swabhava of the individual or nature of the individual will change. So that karma and swabhava are inseparable is a fact ever to be borne in mind. Karma and swabhava, they are inseparable. The type of action you do and your swabhavam, they are inseparable. So this has to be borne in mind. So the varna or the grade of an individual from his individual, the varna, that is due to, we said Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and this is the varna, or the grade of evolution of a Jivatman is based on his swabhava or nature. So based on the swabhava only, that is varna is decided. Not on the way that we think now. It is not based on that. It is based on the swabhava of that person. So it is possible to know if the varna of an individual from his swabhava and his karma. If you know the swabhavam and the karma of that person, you know what varna he is. That is the way to decide which varna he is, whether it's Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, or Vaishya. So of the two, swabhava is very difficult to identify, very difficult to recognize those what is swabhava. But karma, on the other hand, is a gross thing that we do actually, that people can see that what is being done. We can see that. So it is possible for us to get at the varna of a man from the karma to which he is given. The karma action he is doing, we can know the varna of that person. So the way in which a man makes use of his life is a sure indicator of the varna of that man. How does his life is given to us, how we make use of that life is sure indicator of the varna of the man. So why has God has made some great and others small? It's a question that often we ask. So his creation is impossible without differentiation. No two things or beings are alike in this world. So creation proceeds on the basis of differentiating one from the other, based on the actions and his swabhava and his attitude, etc. By differentiating, people are differentiated based on that. And that's how the creation is taking place. New creation is taking place, and they are all different because their samskara is different, their impressions are different. So based on that, they will be categorized. So this is the reason for the infinite varieties exhibited by nature. Because of the samskaras, they get different forms. So this is the beauty of this infinite varieties that we see, and the omnipotence or the all pervasiveness of the Lord stands explained in this way. the whole pervasiveness of the Lord is explained in this way. The same Lord, but different beings with the different gunas, different samskaras, different swabhavas, etc. It is explained in this way. So Varna Dharma is nothing other than a reading of this plan of nature at all levels in general and at human level in particular. So Varna Dharma is based on the Swabhava of the person, based on his also karma. He is made into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, and Vaishya. Not on anything else as it is practiced now. So that's how we should understand that Varna is based on these gunas and the samskara that he has got, and how he performs an action, how he performs, what is Swabhava. Based on that, is the Varna is determined. We'll continue.
Varalakshmi Bhagini.
Brahmana Kshatriya Visham.
Brahmana Kshatriya Visham. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham.
Shudranancha Parantapa.
Shudranancha Parandapa. Shudranancha Parandapa.
Karmani Pravibhaktani.
Karmani Prabhabiktani. Karmani Prabhibiktani.
Karmani Pravibhaktani.
Karmani Prabhibaktani. Karmani Prabhibaktani.
Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi.
Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. Swabhava Pranabhavair Gunaihi.
Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi.
Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi.
Prabhavair Gunaihi. Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi.
Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi.
Yes. Here there is also Dittam there. Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. Dittam is there here also. We'll continue.
Swabhava, it will come, sir. Swabhava.
Yes. Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi.
Okay.
So Karmani, that is
Bhagini
what?
Bhagini.
Karmani and also Swabhava. Based on it, they are classified into Kshatriyas, Brahmanas, etc. We'll continue.
Malini Bhagini.
Brahmana Kshatriya Visham.
Brahmana Kshatriya Visham. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham.
Shudranancha Parantapa.
Shudranang cha parantapa. Shudranang cha parantapa.
Karmani Pravibhaktani.
Karmani pravibhaktani. Karmani pravibhaktani.
Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi.
Swabhava prabhavairgunaihi. Swabhava prabhavairgunaihi. Thank you.
Vinoda Bhagini.
Brahmana Kshatriya Visham. Shudranancha Parantapa.
Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranancha Parantapa. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranancha Parantapa.
Karmani Pravibhaktani. Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi.
Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavairgunaihi. Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavairgunaihi.
Holak Mahodaya.
Brahmana Kshatriya Visham. Shudranancha Parantapa.
रघुनाथ महोदय।
ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम शूद्राणां च परन्तप ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम शूद्राणां च परन्तप
कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभाव प्रभवैर्गुणैः
कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभाव प्रभवैर्गुणैः कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभाव प्रभवैर्गुणैः। धन्यवाद।
लक्ष्मी HS भगिनी।
ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभाव प्रभवैर्गुणैः।
लक्ष्मी HS भगिनी।
ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभाव प्रभवैर्गुणैः। धन्यवाद।
सपना भगिनी।
ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभाव प्रभवैर्गुणैः।
ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम
ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम।
उत्तम उत्तम धन्यवादः। We'll chant the slokas, today's slokas. यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमं तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम् विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमं परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम् न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विशाम शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभाव प्रभवैर्गुणैः। शांति मंत्र। ओम पूर्णमतः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। धन्यवादः। पुनः मिलामः। राम राम राम।